idea. Is it true what some scholars say that anything that is not recommended, makruh karahat al-tanzih, something that is not recommended, if we do it 3 times, it becomes prohibited? The answer is no. This is totally bogus and not true. Shihab from Bangladesh, is doing the Sunnah of Culture an innovation? To recap, the things that the Prophet had done, either they are Sunnah of worship or Sunnah of culture and habit. So when the Prophet tells us to grow the beard, and he grew it himself, and he told us to go against the 5 worshippers, the Jews and the Christians. This is Sunnah of worship. The ruling is mandatory, but he did it and we follow. When the Prophet says, "Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli," pray as you've seen me pray. This is Sunnah of worship. And if you do it, you're rewarded. There are other aspects of Sunnah which is called Sunnatul Ada, of habit, of culture, that the Prophet used to do that does not relate to Islam. The way he sits to eat, the way he wears his clothes or his hair, what he rides on. This had nothing to say that do this and you will be rewarded, or Allah will grant you this in this level in Jannah, or follow what I'm doing, which makes it not part of the category of worshipping Allah Azza wa Jal. But the 1 million Kuwaiti dinar question is, if I do this Sunnah of culture, would I be rewarded for it or not? It's an issue of dispute. Some scholars say that Allah says in the Quran, in the Prophet ﷺ, there is a role model to follow. So Allah is telling us He's our role model, we should follow. Some scholars say we should follow in everything, whether it's Sunnah of worship or Sunnah of culture. Others say, no, this is only to be followed in what is type of worship, which is rewarded by Allah. How he wore his hair has nothing to do with worshipping Allah Azza wa Jal. Not sitting on a chair and eating food doesn't mean I'm sinful, and if I sit on the ground and eat on the floor, I will be rewarded more because this is what the Prophet did, alayhi salatu wasalam. These are sunnahs of culture. So some scholars say, yes, you won't be rewarded for it. Would it be bid'ah? The answer is no. Because scholars said that doing it would be rewarding. Now, except if a person does something and the people are drawn back from it. So one says, okay, I understand totally what you say, Sheikh. So if I wear a kufi or a topi or something on my head only to pray, would that be bid'ah? The answer is yes, because you're doing it only for prayer. If you do it throughout the whole day and night as a cultural thing, thinking that the Prophet used to always put something on his head, and in this case, it's not a bid'ah. But doing it only for salat, this is a bid'ah. If you decided to go to work tomorrow morning, riding a mule, saying that the Prophet used to ride a mule, we said, no, wait, this is an innovation. Because people would be drawn back, they will abhor this, they will resent it, and they would probably speak ill about the sunnah when you say to them, oh, it's a sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. So definitely these things must be avoided, and Allah knows best.